Hello, it's Lindenherz. Yeah, well, I already decorated the Yule tree. Uh, it was better that way because, like I said, there's some lighting issues and it was a total mess here actually. But nonetheless, I want to share with you the result of how it's looking, how it ended up. And you can see it in total. Do you see here on top here, this little owl? This now is a little greeting or a little hello to my dear friend Emily Elijah. And she drew this for me and I got it last year for Christmas or for Yule. And I thought perfect to put this fluffy fellow here under the top, directly under the top. And this year is something I have created a couple of years ago for some market where you could sell handmade stuff. And this was one of them. And it's made from, we call them Lackbilder in Germany. And I guess it was a German invention. I'm not quite sure. And they were popular around the, was it late 1800s or something? The beginning of the 19th century. I guess it was the 19th century, more or less. And it's, yeah, a Christmas decoration with, decorated on both sides and with some frosty glimmer here outside, some sparkles. And what you see here in the, whoops, doesn't want to stay there really. What you can see here in the background, this here, is an old German book page that it sounds harsh, I ripped apart and created this decoration from. I used and sometimes still use old books, so old books or such old books that that you couldn't or that you can't repair anymore. And I use the pages for that. So, and here we want to go a bit more deeper here. This is some of the older decoration items I still have from my mother. So this was a decoration that I am knowing since my childhood, since I was a little child, and it was a whole angel choir, but there isn't much. So I guess it could be that this is the last angel left. I'm not quite sure. Maybe some will be there, but this is the thing. Most of the time I don't find my Christmas decorations all together. They're packed in different kinds of boxes, and sometimes I find this box and sometimes the other year I find the other. A little bit chaotic, I know. And here at the bottom I created a little sacred space for the resting Gaia with this tree and crystal and animals here. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And to give you a bit more impression here, so a mini tour, if this want to focus. So this is one of the spaces where I and my husband are relaxing, and this is a platform my husband built last year, I guess, last year in April. Before that he was a sofa, and now we have this platform and we have storage room beneath and a lot of pillows here and some even more sacred spaces here on top. And my giant broom. This was a gift to myself when I was shortly before I declared myself as a witch. So it was when I played with that title or with that name inside my head, but I wanted a broom, and I visited witch's shop for that, and it's really a huge and a heavy broom, not something that you can handle easily or something, so it's more like a decoration here in the background. And my window now with a little bit more snowflakes there. It's quite sure that we won't have a white Christmas here in the northern Germany. They even said we will have quite mild weather here, so sadly no white Christmas. So here we have a bit more, and my shelves, sometimes a bit chaotic, and of course here at the moment it is dark, but it will be lighted soon, and I will share it with you when it's lit. And I already burned a little bit of the cleansing candle, and yeah, I will share it with you when it's lit. And there we have the first it doesn't want to focus anymore, so I will switch where you can see everything. So I will share a bit of that journey with you, but not much. So what I will share with you, however, is a link in the description box below that I came across thanks to Bobby from Ragged Poet, who was also so fascinated by the German Rauhnächte that she searched for something in English, and she found a page which is actually bilingual, so you have it in German and in English, and I will link it below. It's a free online course. I haven't looked through it yet. I will. At the moment I'm going with what I know from my own researches and from what I feel for what feels right for me, so to speak. I go with my very own feeling and for this journey. And but what I can say is that you basically also, as a tarot reader or oracle reader, you can use your year ahead spread in a similar way. This is the way that I used last year. I used the year ahead spread, but combined it with the Rauhnächte. This year, you could say it is a year ahead spread to some degree, but to some degree it's my own thing. I guess I will also use another deck, maybe my Guardian Tarot, or also I'm also considering the Osho Zen Tarot, which I mentioned in other videos, is a total surprise for me that I'm enjoying this oracle deck so much. And yeah, I'm considering pulling more cards, but I will see how this will go. And now, before I will start drawing a card, or should I say pulling a number, because now I have my little little pouch full of little wood slices here. Before I will draw a number, I will take a cleansing bath. A cleansing bath with sea salt and with lavender oil, and relax a little bit, and then go into this special night and draw a card. And afterwards, a little bit contemplation, also contemplating the questions that are coming with the first envelope here or something. So the first card here for the Rauhnächte that I got in the incense calendar. And there are certain prompts that you can journal about, but I guess for now I will only reflect a little bit on the questions, and then will write down my reflection, so to speak, during the day, because the Rauhnächte, so these special nights, last from one night until the other. So it isn't finished by when the sun rises again. So this is a time that spans from one night through the other. So if you hopefully this makes sense, because it's very late here. So I will be right back. So I already drew the first card, and the first number was the number 51, and this is Solitude, the dissolving woman. She honors the burdens of wounds. And I already read the text in the book, and wow, I can just say wow as a first card for January to focus on solitude. It's definitely a topic for me. And I also like one of the sentences here are, here is the midwife of everything that ends and breaks. And definitely a powerful first card to have. And some of the reflections here, I only will share a bit of that. So, and only will share, I guess something in this video here, because I don't want to share everything, especially not from the incense calendar. But this here I can share. I guess it's a little bit like a little insight into what this calendar is about. So here for the first night we have for the month of January, the starting point, the base. So, and letting old things behind and letting them go. And there are things to be asked, like things that this is basically a retrospective. You look back on the year, you see what was good and what was not so good, what made you happy and what made you upset, and what of these things you want to carry further into the new year. This is something I find quite interesting, and I especially with the card here in conjunction, what you want to leave behind, especially where it's set here, the midwife of everything that ends and breaks. So this is the perfect first card for the first night of stillness, actually, the night of the winter solstice and the first Rauhnacht. So I will leave it at that. I will come back soon. And until then, I wish you a blessed, blessed solstice, whether you're on the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere, where you now slowly turn into the darker time of the year, and we will have, we will come back to the, to embracing the light again. So until then, blessed be.